Hi, my name is Anna with Lines and Legacies Genealogy Services. Today I'm going to be talking about some of my very favorite free online genealogy resources. First up on the list is Family Search. If you aren't familiar with Family Search, it's a wonderful website. It's a competitor to Ancestry.com, although they do collaborate some. They have everything that you can possibly think of on there to do with genealogy. They have family trees is obviously their main one. Everything on there is like a shared family tree. So you put yourself in, you put in like your parents and grandparents, etc., and it will connect you to their worldwide family tree. It's important to note that anybody that you put in there that's living, like yourself, will be kept confidential, but everybody else is public and available to view. The great thing about this is it helps you collaborate with other researchers and work on people together. You kind of get to see information that they've found and then add your own. They have about everything you can think of on Family Search to do with genealogy. They have digitized family history books, they have digitized court records, including probate records, they have marriage records, they have birth records, death records, military enlistment and service records. They have census records. Almost anything that you can think of will probably be on Family Search. They also have a really extensive collection of religious records, particularly people from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints or Mormon Church, as Family Search is owned by that church. Overall, it's just a great free tool, and if you're not able to access something like Ancestry.com, which can be kind of pricey, Family Search is a wonderful place to start your genealogy journey. Next up, we have US GenWeb. So GenWeb covers the whole US like it implies, but it divides records into state and county. I really like that. So you can go to GenWeb, you could put in your state, and then from there, you'll be able to select certain counties. Now, the information on these sites varies widely because they are volunteer run. So it varies by who runs the volunteer website, as well as just what other people in that specific state or area have contributed. But it's a wonderful way to find free research that people have uploaded and shared. I have seen these sites include things like cemetery indexes, family Bible records, marriage records, probate records. It does vary widely, but it's absolutely always worth checking. Next, we have Find a Grave, which, like the name implies, helps you find graves and burial records for people. It is a worldwide service. You can find graves all over the world. So, even if you're in Tennessee and you're looking for a burial in California, it's no issue. It's also collaborative and volunteer run for the most part. You can request photos of graves, like if they're just a listing and no photo in areas that you don't live in. I've done this myself in areas like Texas, which are pretty far from where I am, and people have sent me photos of graves there, which is wonderful. And in turn, I have uploaded photos for graves in my area that are difficult for others to access. Another collaborative aspect of it is translation. Obviously, there are many languages in the world, and we don't all speak each one. So people are often kind and help translate text on the graves and upload that as an inscription for people. You can also use Find a Grave to link people together. Like you can link spouses on there, parents and children, etc., so that you're able to like navigate within one family and see where the whole family is buried. You can use it to find cemeteries that are nearby to a certain cemetery. You can search a cemetery, put in a certain last name to see if there are any members of certain families buried in a cemetery. This feature comes in really handy because while you have some cemeteries that may have like 10 burials, you'll also have cemeteries that have 10,000. And you just don't have time to scroll through all of those at once. But yeah, love Find a Grave. Love that it's free. Love the collaborative aspect. Oh, and one more thing you can do on there is you can add like biographies of people in the description boxes on their pages. You can leave them virtual flowers. You can upload their actual obituary that was maybe written at the time of their death. I love that. You can also add photos. You can add photos to their page, and it's almost in a way kind of like a social media profile for a deceased person, but it's like it's like an online memorial for them, and that's just nice, especially if it's people that you knew during real life. Next up on the list, we have New Horizons Genealogy. They focus mostly on the like northeast specifically. They do have records for some things all over the country. What I specifically use New Horizons genealogy for is their list of like Revolutionary War pensioners, pension records, service records, things like that that kind of have to do with like the 13 original colonies. I find that website to be great for that. But they have some cemetery indexes. I think they have some probate records. They have a lot of stuff on there. It's just that I find they have the best coverage on things like Revolutionary War service records. Next up, we have the Ellis Island Foundation. The Ellis Island Foundation, which is in with like the Statue of Liberty's website, has extensive archival records of people that were coming to the U.S. as immigrants. And so they have a lot for the Port of New York, which is obviously where Ellis Island was. It had some precursors like Castle Garden, but they also have records for a lot of the other major ports that people used to immigrate to the U.S., like San Francisco, New Orleans, Baltimore, etc. Super helpful. It is absolutely free to look up people on there. They do have the option to purchase prints of things. I personally don't find that to be necessary, but totally up to you. But it's super helpful to know when your ancestor came over. Some of these records will tell exactly where they came from, when they were born, etc. Records on there do vary by like what year it's from and just who was taking the records that day, like anything else. But super helpful and completely free. The last type of record I have is the Internet Archive, which is completely free. You may have to make an account to download some materials, and you may have to make an account for some of these other websites as well, but they're free. Anyway, Internet Archive has a ton of digitized books, especially family history books and historical books, so books that were published a long time ago. Sometimes these types of materials can be really hard to find, especially family history books. You'll see sometimes that they were published like once in 1965 and they've never printed any more since then. So, Internet Archive is a great way to find books like that and access them for free. Um, they also have a ton of things like they have some like oral histories, audio and video archives that have been preserved on there as well. Those can definitely be helpful. My favorite feature is definitely the family history books and the historic books, because some historic books, like if they're, the history of, North Carolina, but it was published in the 1800s, it's, one step closer to the people that you're researching, and so sometimes you can find information in books like that that are old that you may not find in books about history today, just because sometimes, especially in the regionally specific books, they would get into a little bit more detail, and it was closer to the time that things happened. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll consider following our page or subscribing to our YouTube channel, both of which are completely free. If you find yourself stuck in genealogy or history, let us help you out. We offer affordable research rates across the United States. I am a historian and genealogist, and I would love to help you overcome that brick wall in your family tree or get a family tree started if you are just starting out. Thank you so much again, and have a wonderful day. Bye.